With the flames to guide us across time, we took a land shrouded in darkness and used our own blood and tears to forge it into a home. Now our journey continues, and a new chapter awaits. As the current Pyro Archon, allow me, Mavuika, to light your way forward. Exploration and trials? Adventuring is right up my alley. Instead of confining themselves to the heavens, God should broaden their horizons in the world below. Many insects have a compulsion to follow the light, and humans are the same. Except we call that light hope. Nice and cool. Natlan doesn't have places like this. Weather like this is perfect for enjoying the outdoors. Want to go for a spin? Here, hop on. Oh, you're dripping wet. That must be uncomfortable. Let's take a break. I'll use my fire to dry you off. Sand is the natural enemy of fire and civilization. In the desert, ruins are all that remain to tell the story of the past. After waking up, I always go over the plan for the day in my head. Unfortunately, sleeping in is never on the agenda. Oh, have you had lunch? The Collective of Plenty sent over some fresh fruit, the perfect thing to round out a meal. Here, try some. So this is the proposal and approximate budget to rebuild the roads in the Children of Echoes. Oh, good evening. Is it that late already? Good night. I'm gonna take it easy and wrap up some work. Oh, don't worry. I see keeping busy as a great way to relax. Oh, my hair? Don't worry, these are friendly flames. They won't burn you or incinerate anything. Although I think our enemies will find that it's a bad idea to play with fire, if you know what I mean. Every Pyro Archon throughout Natlan's history has left behind important knowledge and memories within the sacred flame, for the benefit of future successors. When inherited, the sheer amount of information can impact your sense of self. So I chose to leave behind this phrase. Before you become one with flame, be proud of who you are now. A plan is a reliable guide, but it's not an unchangeable or divine decree. 500 years ago, I could never have anticipated your arrival, but after meeting you, I knew factoring you into my plan would be worth it. Judging from the outcome, choosing to fight by your side was unequivocally the right choice. You may not have realized this, but your ancient name, Tumaini, will have a significant impact on Natlan for years to come. When future generations speak this name, they'll think about this battle and the efforts of all our heroes. Our names, Tumaini and Kiongozi, are now linked and will live on in perpetuity. For humans, visions and ancient names are both gifts from the gods, where the former bestows elemental power and the latter spiritual inspiration. However, I have always believed that no external factor is a condition for greatness. Heroism comes from within. When I was little, my father told me that a barrel can only hold as much water as the shortest plank. If you want to reach your full potential, you need to be willing to become the weakest link, to acknowledge your shortcomings and learn from others. That doesn't make you a failure. It pushes you to succeed. Baby Yumkasaurs are incredibly cute, and my saurian companion Hitada was especially clingy. He used to jump into my arms the minute he saw me, even from quite a distance. My sister Hine would get so jealous. Whenever she saw Hitada run towards me, she would do the same. Before I knew it, I would have an armful of baby saurian and baby sister at the same time. Shilonen is one of the best craftsmen in Natlan. She has the ability to forge ancient names and is well-versed in secret source technology. Not to mention, she never backs away from a challenge, even when it's completely uncharted territory. The process isn't without twists and turns, like design changes and other modifications, but the results speak for themselves. Many people find her strange or difficult to get along with, but this is how I see it. Seatlolly doesn't concern herself with trivial matters, but she's always there when it counts. I'm sure you've seen that for yourself. She's someone who can easily tunnel vision and get herself embroiled in trouble, so I try to keep certain things from her, but she can see right through me. She's too sharp. Being able to survive under the influence of abyssal corrosion was already a miracle. But thanks to the people and saurians of this land, she even found a reason not just to survive, but to live. I have every faith in her fortitude, but I will still do what I can to make this land a gentler place. Even the strongest among us need a break sometimes. In my opinion, Auroron's true personality is very different from what he projects on the outside, like lava covered in ice. His tribe and his friends bring him peace, but his drive to protect them and his need to become a hero leave him restless. It's inadvisable to act on impulse, but these are precious qualities all the same. A lot of people underestimated Iansan during her first 2 pilgrimages after receiving her ancient name, and singled her out during the team stage as an easy target. Even though she never lost, the constant challengers drained her stamina and affected her ranking, which only made people more likely to target her. My advice to her was this: people are less likely to mess with someone whose strength is undeniable, so all she needed to do was to prove it. Well, she decided to do just that by, challenging me in the arena. Yeah, I definitely didn't see that coming. In the end, she put up quite the fight, and no one underestimated her again. In terms of personality, Mualani and Tupac are completely different, and yet both inherited the name Umoja. Unity lies not in a particular action, but in a state of mind. A willingness to give your all for your nation, family, and friends. But I doubt Mualani was thinking about any of that back then. She knew one thing to be true: that Kachina's life was worth any risk to her own. In addition to the turn fire, Malipo has another meaning: cost or price. It may seem less overtly heroic compared to the other ancient names, but in truth, Malipo teaches us to be calm and analytical, to ask the questions people may not want to hear. Without people who possess these qualities, it's just too easy for the rest of us to act on impulse and emotion, and make decisions we'll come to regret. After you rescued Kachina from the Night Kingdom, I visited her family with Chief Pakal, and brought a few gifts to once again apologize for what happened. Kachina's time in the Night Kingdom left her with many scars she will have to carry into the future. Scars she should never have had to bear. And for that, the fault is mine. During the pilgrimage, I cover all the expenses at the Weary Inn, and without fail, there's always an order for a party tray for 80. I used to assume it was someone ordering for a large group of friends, but as it turns out, Erasa ordered it all for herself. The truly great doctors often possess vast medical knowledge as well as great communication skills, and when the patient and the doctor do not speak the same language, observation and empathy become even more important. That's why Aoife can make friends with just about anyone. Suffice it to say, if someone is on bad terms with Aoife, human or Saurian, I doubt the problem lies with him. For him, I suspect the past 500 years felt endless. When someone is deprived of death, life becomes a journey with no end, and the human spirit easily grows weary. And yet, he managed to seize the only chance of victory to arrive at the end he sought all along. I have great respect for warriors like him. To be quite honest, you likely know them better than me. However, their nations continue to survive and thrive to this day, and that would be impossible without strong leadership. Once this chapter of Natlan's history comes to a close, I plan on strengthening our relationship with other nations, so that Natlan can continue to grow. She left a very positive impression. When she first arrived in Natlan, I heard that she had a great deal of interest in our hot springs and spent quite some time studying their properties. But it wasn't for profit. She was interested in their role in improving mental health. Such a pure cause deserved our support and respect. Speaking of which, is it true that the current Archon of Inazuma enjoys hot springs as well? If that's the case, I believe I've found a good starting point for our next conversation. Oh, you want to know more about me? Sure, I'm actually quite fond of telling stories. Still, I think this will be a lot more fun over a few drinks. Riding the Flame Strider isn't complicated, it just takes some practice. If I want to go fast, though, I would need to install some safety components. Huh? What was that? I'm already going quite fast? Well, when I asked, this is what Shilonan told me. It's safe enough, not like you're made of glass. Of course, I also have many regrets. Thanks to my knowledge and strength, I'm an effective problem solver. But most of the time, all people really need is companionship. I've disappointed many people in that regard, but duty stops for no one. Questioning my path will only bring more pain. I owe it to myself to stick to my convictions. Unleashing the power of the Divine Throne bound my soul to the ley lines. As I rose up into the air, I could feel the passion of our warriors, the determination of our people, and the pain of our fallen. It's a scene I've witnessed once before, but with the help of our heroes, this time it had a very different ending. That is how we know the struggle was not in vain. With our triumph over the Abyss, my most important duty as Pyro Archon came to an end. 500 years ago, I chose to fight for a future that likely wouldn't include me, so I was prepared for that result. So when that future actually arrived, I was at a loss. But you've inspired me. Exploration, curiosity, and dedication to others, that's the path forward. Getting stronger. Completing a difficult challenge, solving a complicated puzzle, defeating a powerful enemy. I don't have a singular hobby. The sense of accomplishment is what I enjoy the most. Due to lack of popularity, all future expansions and additions to the Saurian Sleuth have been suspended? That was my favorite tabletop puzzle game. It can't be because it was too hard or the rules were too complicated, right? That doesn't make it bad. If it comes down to sales, there's not much I can do. I hope the creator will come out with a new game. Maybe I'll write an anonymous letter to support him. Even when it comes to the simplest home-cooked meals, every family has their own recipe and the flavor can change a lot. I've tried a bunch of different stews around the stadium, each unique and delicious in its own way. But if I'm cooking for myself, I still prefer my family recipe. I like most ingredients, but I don't really appreciate dishes that are more form than substance, like a full-course dinner that will take 3 whole hours to get through. I respect culinary innovation, of course, but I prefer to spend my time on something more productive. Just what I like, thank you. Do you have the recipe? I'd love to learn. Not bad overall, but there's still room for improvement. Oh, it's surprisingly edible. Definitely not as bad as it looks. Starting from today, you should write down all your accomplishments on a piece of paper. Then, when you take it out on your next birthday, you'll have a gift from yourself. That way you'll never forget how amazing you are. Happy birthday, traveler. Perfect. I feel nice and loose. I can feel myself getting stronger, but my power doesn't stop here. My fire grows hotter, and my body and spirit more aligned. This power shall allow me to fulfill all my duties as a leader. My fire grows hot ever since we met. My power has grown by leaps and bounds. Though different missions drive us forward, a shared sense of duty and justice binds us together. Your help to Natlan is immeasurable, and I am more grateful than words can say.